Hey, baby, what's good? What's poppin'? You are locked, you are loaded, you are live, you are listening. If you can hear my voice, that means you're tuned in to yet another episode of Jess Finesse Presents. Happy Friday. It's another Friday in this wretched country. And it will always continue to be wretched until, somebody gotta go. I'm not gonna say nothing that's gonna make them tap my phones. That's gonna make them go and find my address. And then before you know it, you'll be seeing me beg somebody to get me out of prison. But this country sucks. But we still survive and we still push and we still pop regardless. This week we have a special guest. But then again, every guest that pulls up to this spot is very special in their own very special way. And this week is no different. Ladies, gentlemen, we don't discriminate. People of the world, we have Maurice in the building with us today.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. You
sure you're great?
So I can't pronounce your full name.
Maurice Sokari Nengia.
There's one on that one that's on your Instagram page.
Subara.
Yeah.
So what do you go by?
Maurice Sokari.
Maurice Sokari.
I just leave it there. Yeah, Sokari.
Got you. So like if I'm talking, do I have to say Maurice Sokari every time I call your name, or can I say Maurice?
Just say Maurice.
But Maurice, thank you for obliging our request to pull up.
Yeah, sure.
I've actually never met you before, so why I'm comfortable with you being here is because Io is vouching for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if Io can vouch for you, then as of right now, I believe in Io, so I believe in you.
Sure.
All right. So I don't know if he debriefed you on how this podcast works. We talk about various topics. We get to know, the guest, and we do it over a very special meal, which is Gari. So I'm gonna do this early. I'm gonna ask you a very important question.
Tell me.
I want you to pick a color, white or yellow.
White.
Do you know why I asked you white or yellow?
Why?
Because I wanted to know if you're gonna drink white Gari or yellow Gari. But actually, you can tell me why white instead of yellow. Why you answered white instead of yellow.
It's pure. It's very divine and fresh.
With angel. What? Don't play with him. I actually do not like the color white.
Oh, okay.
At all. You can't pay me to wear white. I hardly have white in my closet. Every time I wear white, I feel sad because I'll be in Lagos and you have to be, if you wear white shoe, you have to tiptoe so dust doesn't touch you.
Crazy.
If people hug you, or if I go and accidentally wipe my cheek on my shirt, now my makeup will be on. White is too much stress.
Fair enough.
But anyway, in Gari, do you drink do you drink Gari?
I drink Gari.
See that pause. You about to tell me you drank Gari like 7 years ago?
I drank say 2 years ago.
Chai.
I don't know how you guys do this thing. Like, how do you say you haven't drank?
It's not on my to-do list.
No, I don't even get not even might the fact that maybe I might so Gary when I'm down and out. But on a regular day, I feel like drinking Gary.
See, but we're trying to debunk this myth that you only drink Gary when you have no food in your fridge, when there's only Indomie in your cupboard and roaches are greasing you inside your house. Like, you can drink Gary when your salary just hits your account, bro.
Eh?
Oh, great.
When the salary just hits the account.
The last time, so that 2 years ago when you drank Gary, what were you doing? What was the situation?
I was pressured, actually. My friends were drinking Gary and I just joined them.
They use peer pressure to get someone to drink Gary. That's the same way I would feel like everybody was smoking and they were trying to get me to smoke, but peer pressure that can't do me with that. But so what, you felt like, let them not say I'm too bougie. Let me just smoke with them. Something
like that, actually. To be honest.
Well, you're peer pressure today. So I'm gonna peer pressure you, but I'll let you have choice.
Okay.
I'll peer pressure you with consent. Do I have consent to peer pressure you?
Sure you do.
Okay. Are you gonna choose white Gary or yellow?
Yellow is fine.
Come on! I said a real G's in the building. What? So I love yellow Gary, and most of the time, those people, those other guests, they come in here and they drink white.
Yeah.
So the fact that you chose yellow, I didn't have to beg him. I didn't have to ask. Maurice, my bestie today.
Okay.
Let's do it. So when you drink Gary, or the last time when you were peer pressured, what did you put inside that Gary?
We had fish, because I think it was the fish that put me on track with the Gary.
Okay.
It was just fresh. It was gingered me, yeah. So we had fish, we had sugar, and then we had milk, so...
Okay, so I don't have fish for you.
Okay.
But it's looking like we need to start bringing fish because you're the second person that's come on this podcast and said
fish.
They've drank Gary with fish. And I was just like, why? But when two or more are gathered, when two or more confirm something, then it must be something serious. Okay, so you put milk, you put sugar, you put groundnuts.
No, I didn't use granite.
don't
Would
like
you use
nuts.
granite today?
I mean, it's fresh. I don't mind.
You don't
Okay.
like. You don't mind nuts.
I don't mind nuts. Yeah.
His brain is not messed up like yours.
What are you talking about?
You don't like nuts. You
I
don't
don't
like
mind
nuts.
nuts. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm also a sucker for
Hey,
fresh
please.
nut. Like if it's not stale, I hope it's not stale. It don't look like it's stale. It's in this gentrified bottle.
Come
Do you eat granuts?
Not a lot of time, but yes.
Ayo, hold on. I need to hail you. Oh yeah, let's go. Ayo, do it.
What's that?
My one hand is up for you. My two hands.
What is
I'm
happening?
hailing you. I'm hailing you. I'm hailing you. Don't worry. I'm hailing you. I'm hailing you. I'm hailing you. I'm
Okay.
hailing you. I'm hailing you. Okay. Well, I'm happy that Gary didn't cause you trauma, so you can drink it today. You were talking about primary school, and it just reminded me how I asked my guests like to talk about kind of their schooling experience.
Yes.
Because school and education and formative years play a very big role in how we are as adults, right?
Mhm.
So I kind of want to know, where'd you go to secondary school? And then it'll go into where'd you go to university? I want to see if that contributed to what you're doing now.
Oh, okay. So I've been a baller from small. Like I've been bouncing from school to school.
Well, I thought you meant like baller,
Baller,
like you're
money
rich.
baller.
As in Bolalena, but so I went to like 4 primary schools and I was bouncing from school
Why?
to school. My dad was moving like his jobs.
Got you.
So I had to move schools all the time. Secondary school, I moved like 6 schools in secondary school also. So I was a baller.
I have a question. Do you keep friends?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The reason why I asked that, I wanted to say that people, when you're younger and you don't have like you're going from school to school, so maybe like you make friends in one school, then you have to leave and then go to
Yes.
another school and make friends. I wanted to know if like even as an adult, maybe you see yourself maybe making friends for a short period of time, and then maybe if distance separates you,
So
have
you
to
know,
make a new set of friends.
sadly, it affects my ideas about friendship right now and my
Okay.
relationship also with my friends.
Okay.
I'm very distant to my friends, and
I can
they're the
imagine.
ones that are always like, Maurice, let's hang out. I don't want to see myself as a loner, but it's sadly I am.
Not
So-
condition. It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So you jumped around in primary school, you jumped around in secondary school. Where'd you go to university?
So I got into Madonna, and around my 100 level period, I lost my dad, so I had to
Wow,
drop
rest
out
in
of
peace.
school, and I got admitted into River State University of Science and Technology.
Okay.
And I also left there.
Wow.
Then I had to do my program myself at National Open University, and I got done. So that was
Uh-huh.
where I had my degree,
What did you study?
business administration.
So you went from River State Science and Technology. What were you reading when you were at River State Science and Technology?
Law.
Law.
Yeah.
Wait, was it like a specialized law or like general law?
Business law.
Business. Okay. So you did business law.
That
So
was what I wanted to specialize in. But
okay.
life happened, so I
Yeah.
had to look for other alternatives.
I don't know if this is a funny question. Do you use your degree now?
I'm in management, so yes, I'm doing business technically.
Got you. Okay. So that degree did not go to
You're not
waste.
using your degree.
I'm not using my
don't need
certificate.
knowledge,
Gun,
like-
gun, gun,
do
but
you know what? Do you cuckoo know where that certificate is in your house?
it should be somewhere.
Do you do NYC?
No, I didn't.
Are you going to?
No.
Say it with your chest. You
I
don't
know.
need that damn
No,
program.
I'm sure.
Let's prepare our Gary. Then we'll start with the first fan.
Okay.
So what we'll do is you'll pick up a fan, you'll read the topic, we'll talk about it. Then we go to the next fan and we keep doing it till we're done.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Can we start with one fan before the Gary?
It's your show. This is your world. Maurice, go ahead. Pick the first fan.
Okay.
You're my boss today.
All right.
I'm going to bet that I'm going to know when to drink Gary after you open the first one.
In your opinion, what's the relationship between personal style and sorry, what's this?
You're still a baby in handwriting. And being a successful artist.
Okay, being a successful
That
artist.
G, that G does not look like G.
Yeah,
It
actually.
looks like O with thumb
didn't.
and with
That's where I write my name.
well,
personal stylist and being a successful artist.
right.
Okay. Artist.
You can
as
drop it on the
in-
floor.
Music artist.
Oh, okay. So everything is changing right now. I'm gonna say this from a management point of view.
Mhm. Sorry, before you go, can I ask you a question?
Tell me.
Do you feel the artists of today, do you feel like they know how to dress?
Most of them, they're
Okay.
picking up.
Oh, they're picking up. Okay. All right, go ahead.
So I feel like every record label management agency right now
Mm-hmm.
should enforce their artists to be able to look nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because as much as you're trying to be a successful artist, you should be able to give some certain kind of crowd,
Mm-hmm.
some certain kind of want to come to your page
Big
and to come
facts.
to your brand.
Big facts.
So some people like, for example, Wizkid,
Mm-hmm.
because of how he looks, you
Mm-hmm.
know, tries to make, come on, tries to make everything simple, but at the same time, there's statement.
Mm-hmm.
So his accessory and everything is very premium. So stuff like that, you know, you try to push
Premium
fashion
content.
alongside your brand. So being a successful artist, and you have to be looking nice these days. They did it really wrong back then, a lot of artists. So it's exciting to see the young ones now trying so hard to change their narrative.
Facts.
So fresh.
Facts. Okay. Maurice, as you're preparing your Gari
Tell me.
and letting that joint soak, I'm gonna pick up the next fam, and then we're gonna talk about the next topic.
Okay.
Okay, this one is about New Music Fridays.
Okay.
So we have two notable things to mention. Actually, there's three. One of them is not on here. So you know the artist Dave, a UK rapper that goes by Dave.
I've heard of him.
Okay, all right. So he dropped a new album titled "We're All Alone in This Together," and then Ajibor Hustlers just dropped their debut project called Lagos Lifestyle Volume 1.
Boss Lifestyle Volume 1.
Okay, are you familiar with Ajibor Hustlers? See, it's okay. It's okay. See, I'm the queen of saying I don't know something. I'm the queen of saying I don't know somebody.
No, I do not.
Okay.
This country now.
Okay. I know the song.
Okay. So are they brothers or twins or something?
I don't even know, honestly.
There is a duo.
Ajibor
Sha.
Hustlers.
I do,
Yeah. I wish you. Do you know what? Can you pull up their Instagram? I want him to see their Instagram, and I want him to give his opinion on how they dress. So I mean, I haven't listened to either one of those projects. For Dave, the reason why I'm happy about Dave's project is the fact that Bodge has a feature on his album.
Okay.
So I think that's really, really cool.
Risky does feature on the album as well.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna listen to it after.
System.
So as you can see, guys,
This
Dave
is them.
Yeah, that's
Ajibor
them.
Hustlers, yeah.
Well, you verify.
I mean,
of course.
oh, they verify. Okay, so like if you could assess their style as a style architect, as a
Yes.
style consultant, image brand consultant, all that good stuff.
Yes.
What are some strengths? What are some things that they could work on? I don't think they'll ever listen to this podcast, but hey.
I mean, whoever is the stylist, they should fire him. I think I have to jump on that conversation. They're one of those people that needs a stylist.
Is there any strength that you think that they have?
Yes, they do very well with jackets. I can clearly see that they love wearing jackets and all. Accessorying not so good, and the hair coloring. I don't know where the brand is going with them, but
You know, but hair coloring is whenever artists want to be like they want to be different, they will dye their hair or they will start growing their hair. And I personally don't care for it. I feel like people don't take time to be like, what accentuates my face? They're just like, I just want to be different. I just need to stand out and I just need to look like an artist. And that whole bondage of looking like an artist is annoying. Because once people see you with a lot of jewelry on, are you an artist? Once people see you dressed, are you an artist? And it's like it's deeper than that. So
I think what I'm gonna say is if I was on their management team,
style architect.
if I was on their team, I'd definitely have to separate them from each other. You know, they have similar style, and that's not so good for a duo. You have to actually be different because even if you're a twin,
It's hard to
you need to learn
differentiate the
because
both of you if you don't.
on the long run, what if they want to go their separate ways? So you need to start finding their own personal identity.
Did you feel like P Square had an issue when they went their separate ways in terms of how they were dressing when they were a duo?
Individually, they were strong, so
Okay.
I feel like they had the right branding.
So you were able to tell Peter from Paul?
of course,
Okay. Other than their hairstyle. Maybe one of them had loca and one of them had hair, right? So if they both had loca, they both had hair, you'd still be able to determine who's
Yes.
who. Okay. Interesting.
This says modeling in Nigeria. Okay, there's
I can't
something.
even talk into
There's something I pray and I hope we come to accept rather.
Okay.
You know how they have shows in France. You know, every designer has their own show.
Yeah.
So the LVMH body and all that organizes the show for you, and then ensures that your production and all that is legit, and you have models casted for the show and everything. I pray we grow to the point where, like Anajura Mustafari is going to have her own show, or he's going to have his own show, and Orange Culture is going to have his own show. And just like Lisa Folawiyo has done, she did her own show
in Lagos.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was good. It was a private show.
Okay.
So accepting the norm that, designers are selling enough products to be able to afford their show.
So I was gonna ask, what is stopping people from doing their own shows right now?
So they say they can afford it. They say they can't afford it, and there's nobody that holds them, like maybe like an LVMH house and all that. That can be like, so when you pay your tax and you pay this and that, and at the end of the year, you can do your show, and then at this season we're gonna fund the show and produce the show for you. Just
so is it tax or is it fees?
Tax, fees, whatever. Like
no, because I actually don't. I didn't. This is the first time I heard this in my life.
Oh,
I
yeah?
didn't even understand. So when fashion houses, they buy all these like brands, and then they're under their house, and then if they need to do shows, if they need to do anything, it's the house that sponsors it or what?
They remit on their sales or something like that. Like it's a.
But they own the fashion brand.
They don't own it. The name is still like, for example, you have a fashion brand. The brand is yours, but they have a say in your brand.
So do they buy stock? Do they part own? Okay, let's see. Can we use Fenty and LVH?
Let's use Rihanna's brand for example.
Okay, the fashion one.
What's it called again?
Fenty.
The one
Fenty's
about clothes.
The one for clothes.
No. Fenty Skin is Fenty Skin. Then Savage by Fenty is the lingerie.
That's the lingerie. She had a clothing store.
She had a clothing. Closed. What is it? House of Fenty?
What's Fenty?
What's Fenty
the clothing one, right?
Yeah, like
so the skin was Fenty Skin.
Yeah, the beauty was Fenty Beauty.
Yes.
Oh right, she has something with Fenty. Okay.
Didn't is it LVH and what is it?
LVMH.
Louis Vuitton, Moet.
LVMH. Did they buy stock in her brand?
Okay, so yes, they did. Like I don't know how to put it. It's not ownership. It's more like partnership.
They don't partly own it.
Recently,
I think they
Off-White recently they bought 60% of Off-White.
So if you want them to, they don't.
So it depends on your deal.
Yes, exactly. It's a deal. It's not like it's by force that before.
It's not like
it's not a must. No, it's not a must that before you be a designer you have to be. No. That's why they even have competitions that the LVMH prize stuff that takes you to be part of them on that. So they bring people under them, but you running your own stuff with your own money. If you feel like you need their support, then they take something from you and then bring you into their body.
Got you.
We just have fashion weeks organized by that have like headline sponsors and all, like GT Bank Fashion Weekend.
Does GTB own that fashion weekend? They're not sponsored, they own it. Because if they don't own it and then...
It's their franchise, it's their name, it's their everything. It's theirs.
Can you name all the fashion weeks? Because I don't know all of them.
Lagos Fashion Week, Design Fashion Week Africa, Starbucks Zenith, GT Bank Fashion Weekend, Arise Fashion Weekend.
Okay, so now you've told me there's two people that have similar interests that own... So Zenith and GT have fashion weeks or fashion things that they own, right? Would it be far-fetched to say, why can't GTB and Zenith come together and have become have a joint partnership like LVMH
and break it out and fund it for smaller ones?
I don't know if it'd be conflict of interest because they're both banks.
Maybe financial institution and all that stuff.
Okay, so y'all are saying that there's no money to do these soul fashion shows like an orange culture fashion show. There's no money to run it.
There's no body and there's no money, yes.
Is there any other thing that's potentially preventing this from becoming a reality other than money?
Actually, I feel like there are a lot of creatives in Nigeria that can totally make it work. We have creative bodies here that can make it work. And we have a lot of, well exposed and well traveled designers, like Kenneth Ize and everybody. And people know this stuff. They know these things, but I just feel like they find it very hard and maybe difficult to get access to that level. They've not unlocked that level of information yet, and I think everybody's stalling because they don't know how to fund it and who to get across to be able to fund it.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Fashion Week. I've never been to one. I've never felt inclined to go to one.
Okay.
What is like? Do you like them? Do you think they're doing do you think the benefits of them outweigh the cons of them? Are they doing stuff for the fashion culture industry in Nigeria?
Sure. So
if you want to bash them, this is the place to bash them as well.
So 5 years ago, we didn't have all these shows.
Okay.
There's also West African Fashion Week and African Fashion Week.
Are they done in Lagos or like different?
Lagos.
Okay.
So we have a couple of shows, but 5 years ago we didn't have a lot of shows. There was no Arise was there, but it left and came back some time ago. So 6-7 years ago, let me use that. There were not a lot of shows. So right now, I feel like it helps navigate the models to the right place. Mm-hmm. So some models are very proofy. You need to show them proof. They don't believe in everything because they feel a lot of people still think modeling is a waste of time. A lot of people, parents, even the discoveries themselves, they're like, Mr. Maurice, I want to be a model, but 5 years from now, what am I going to be doing outside modeling? Not everybody's going to be a star model. Not every girl is going to be Maya or Nicholas. Mm-hmm. But I feel like everybody needs to give it a shot if they have what it takes. So have you tried and you failed? So alternatively, I also feel models shouldn't just dive right in and just be models. Have some sort of alternative income. Go to school, do stuff, be who you want to be. But at the same time, don't just bench modeling because you feel like it's not going to give you 10 million naira in 2 years.
Right.
So take your time, develop yourself.
But is it possible for modeling in Nigeria to make you 10 million in 2 years? Like you don't travel out?
Of course it is.
Sorry, what jobs are you going to be doing?
There are jobs in Lagos, trust me. There are jobs in Nigeria precisely. You just need to know your clients. You need to know you need to put the what on the model, emphasize the what on the model of the model. And then, just go with the client base, the clients you have on ground. It'll work. In 2 years, 10 million. What's that?
Book, babes, so maybe they might be a little bit older. I know you guys be like the ripe young, early 20s. If you're looking for like a couple late 20s slots, come holler at me. Okay.
Fashion Week is super important. It's helped modeling in a lot of ways because right now, models, in as much as I feel like the pay can get better during fashion season, fashion season is like the only season for most models that don't have managers or bookers who are like really good in the industry. Mm-hmm. That's the only period they get to attend castings and, they get to see their friends and look nice and all fancy and stuff and get booked for jobs. I feel like waiting that long, fashion season starts August. Waiting that long from, January till August, I feel like the money should be good enough, especially when it's being funded by, very, very reputable establishments, like banks and stuff. I feel like they should take the price up a bit for models. Models deserve more.
Is it the banks that pay the models or this designers?
So the banks are the ones that pay. Basically, it's part of the package of what they're doing. So model fees are included in that package. So even if the designers, they're just...
So a bank could potentially not be paying a model well? Or is it that the person who's booking is the one shaving off the money the bank is giving for models?
Technically, it's what they feel is the model's worth. So it definitely has been discussed internally. So they get to talk about this stuff and they're like, okay, let's give the model 100,000 or 150,000 there. Or 200.
Is it per show or for that whole week?
For the whole week.
No.
Oh, what?
That's what I'm saying. For the whole fashion week. For the whole...
I was like for like a day.
You see?
Another question I have is the 150 or 100K. How much does the agency take?
So it varies on the agent. Like myself, I do 30% on my models. Okay. People do 35, 40, so 45, even I've heard 45 in Lagos. So it gets crazy by the day.
What other things do you think Fashion Week can improve on?
Accommodations for model, like you said. I feel like models shouldn't be more than 2 per room during fashion season because it's a stressful period for them. Rehearsals, fittings, there's just a lot going on, orientation time. They're literally camping there for some time before the show. I feel like they need access to breathe and feel like models. These people are being booked. They are your clients for the show also, just like designers are priority. I feel like they need to make them feel more important, put some importance and put some respect on their name. So that also is like lacking and we should do better at that. Also castings. There's been a lot of foul plays with castings and all that.
Can you elaborate?
So we need casting agencies. That's why I started mine, casting and production. So we need more casting agencies because when you're an agency owner, automatically people see you as biased being an agency owner and you're casting other agency models, knowing fully well your models are going to be there, a lot of them. So even if you're doing a very good job, nobody's going to see that. Everybody just sees that person who's casting her model or his model.
Have you ever represented models who like they only do music videos?
Vixens.
Mm-hmm.
So my girls, like I call them my top faces. So my girls are, I try to diversify. So there's some certain models, basically not a lot of them because I just have like maybe 1 or 2 models that can do that. Because
like they have the capabilities of doing what they need them to do in music videos.
Yeah, so okay. I don't try to push. Most of them have because of they already have international agencies and their agents already on their IG and all up in their business. So I try not to. It's called see finish. I try not to put them all out there in the Nigerian market.
Got you.
So their what when they arrive doesn't
music
depreciate.
Videos are the easiest way to make someone go through see finish.
Yes, of course. Because I mean, then they have to give you what they want you to wear. You have to go on excessive makeup, stuff that doesn't exactly promote your portfolio or anything in any way.
Why does it have to have such a negative connotation to like models and music videos? Like why is appearing in a music video looked down upon? For like you said, I was saying there's models that will say I can't do music videos anymore because I need to rebrand or I need to seem more professional. This is a music videos where the girls are elegantly like portrayed. Like look at especially if you're a lead girl. Look at what's his name? Ladipo's Know You video.
No, she's my girl. Damn it.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's the babe I told you that I was going for.
MBGN. Yes.
I raised my 2 hands up, sir. Okay. But yeah, she was casted.
Wow.
She was casted. I think she did very well. And I think that video promoted her beauty. And I can imagine like that. I'm not going to say, I think it did probably increase her social currency, increase a lot of things for her because she was the only model.
And the video did really well.
The video she was very well dressed, very well portrayed. She fit the storyline of the video. So how come I don't think it's fair to like just write off music videos. So if this baby's doing music video, then she's a certain type of model. She's not going to be able to
We don't exactly write it off, but honestly, it's crazy. The Nigerian system in modeling doesn't have money in it. So everybody literally targets the international markets.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that earlier. So basically your goal is to export all your girls and your boys.
I really don't do the Nigerian market a lot. I just try to for... I just try to. A lot of designers are always in my... I'm not kidding. Like, they're always in my... I turn down jobs a lot. And sometimes my models... So when they reach out, I refuse. They go to my models. And even down to this Damilola, sometimes she reaches out and like, Mr. Maurice, like, we just... I'm like, Dami, please scrap. And she's like, I want to do... I'm like, scrap it. And then she just respects it and she goes back to her shell. So you need to build that understanding that you're bigger than this, or this is not what I see for you. 2 years prior to this conversation and all that. So you need to always put yourself out. It might not be because you want to go to France. It might be because I want you to be the next big thing that I can't mention. So just respect that I know what I'm doing. For you to come to me, I know what I'm doing. So just stick and let it play out.
All right, without further ado, help me pick up the next fan.
Right. What was your experience being trying to present these models and getting placement outside of Nigeria? Okay. That's a fair topic.
Okay, come on.
Let's just talk a bit about it. So, representing models out of the country is somewhat simpler these days than it used to be, and more friendly in the sense that agents now reach out to Nigerian people on Instagram if they find a beautiful girl and they're like, okay, we like that girl. Do you want to have her in Paris? Do you want to have her here? Wow. Gone are the days where when you mention Italy, people think of prostitution and stuff like that. Parents as kids.
Yeah.
And all that. But now you can only go to Benin, scout a girl, and tell the parents you want to take her to Italy. And they don't even think of prostitution. Because we're growing. The industry has evolved. Everybody's growing to understand that modeling is now normal. Is the new normal. Girls can be models. Boys can be artists, musicians, and all that. Parents are no longer strict on you must be a lawyer. Trying to change all those norms and give them their own liberty and freedom to choose their own free will. So, yeah, international placement has been beautiful in recent time, sending models to clients and all that. It's tactical because you have to find the right agencies. That's where management comes in. That's where the professional side of the business comes in.
Right.
You have to find the right agencies. You have to look at the models and understand the board of the agents you're sending the models to, if the model is right for the agents, and understanding their goal and their thoughts and their will for the model long term.
Right.
So you always have to understand that having a model with an agency like IMG, for example, you need to talk to the agency at IMG to understand what are the plans you have for this model 5 years from now. Where's the model going to be? So it's a conversation the model agency representing the model from wherever part of the world is going to have with the representing agency. It has to be like an agreement and all. So when the model travels, you kickstart the career and bit by bit, it plays out.
Damn thing. You made us proud.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad that you had us, actually. It's not you had us.
Okay.
There's one more thing you gotta do for me.
Tell me.
So you have to tell us a song
that
you want us to listen to after this podcast is over.
Okay.
The song cannot be the artist cannot be signed. It should be an independent artist. Because I don't want them to come and copyright strike my podcast.
Independent artist.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Independent artist. Want you to listen to Moonlight.
Okay.
By Sydney.
Okay, is that a Nigerian artist?
Yes.
Moonlight.
It's on Deezers on
by who?
Sydney.
All right, the style architect has told y'all to listen to Moonlight by Sydney.
Yes.
Please, as he knows what he's talking about concerning the modeling industry, as he knows what he's talking about concerning style, as he knows what he's talking about concerning model management, he must know what he's talking about when he tells us to go and listen to this song. Maurice, you are fire. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Aya, Jesse,
the bad boy that you are.
Without further ado, we are out.